You have 4 main options as a shot blocker.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Bulls in Chicago. And guys, for the Bulls, these guys are playing good basketball.
Defense and athleticism.
It's a look outside the United Center at the bronze statue honoring his airness, Michael Jordan. It's a West versus East contest here in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, as the Bulls play one at home. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. You look at San Antonio, they feel like they're a better team than their record shows. And in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
And, you know, right now for San Antonio, they've gotten off to the kind of start teams just dread. They've already dug a nice hole for themselves.
Well, they've assured that it'll be an uphill climb the rest of the way if they want to get into the playoffs.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now for the Spurs, Aldridge out there with Bellamy. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Smart, and it's Gilmore in at the shooting guard position. And so here is Chicago. Bellamy with some nice D. And the Spurs pushing it up now. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with the head coach for the San Antonio Spurs. He told me it's a fun challenge trying to slow down a team that's so cagey and opportunistic offensively. He said, of course we've done our scouting, but this is the first time we've seen them firsthand this season. So it'll be interesting to see if we can take them out of their sets and slow them down at that end. Guys, they'll have to be solid defensively. Back to you.
Very good, Doris. Thanks. Well, guys, you think they'll be able to make that strategy work for them?
You know, they're a very high percentage shooting team, so he's right to focus on playing the tight D. As for whether it'll work, we'll see.
Hey, sometimes you just got to tip your hat. Even tough D can be outdone by good offense.
Bulls shooting their first free throws of this.
You know what you got? And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Pass to Smart. Right wing. Lets the three fly. That's good.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against Philadelphia.
And offensively, everything they did seemed to just come together beautifully. They threw a lot of things at the wall, and most of it stuck.
Yeah, it did stick in high-quality fashion, too. I mean, a multifaceted approach like that takes a really sophisticated, locked-in defense to stop it. That certainly wasn't the case that day.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
You better listen to that.
Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. Number one, the Bulls.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you've got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
And he gets it to go.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And the pass to Jay. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Pass to Westbrook. They set the pick. 5 on the clock. From past the arc. And he nails it. The three-pointer falls from Jay. Jay's got 7 points in the game. Now here's Smart. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Lakers.
Yeah, but Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws. Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
San Antonio shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Up. Spurs trail by 9. On the court for San Antonio. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Carlisle. Then there's Smart. Then it's Bellamy. And it's Gilmore in at the 2. And here are the Bulls now. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. The kick out to Westbrook. This one for 3. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Now here's Smart. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Gilmore, defended by Butler. Gilmore. San Antonio, again missing. Wide open look. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Yeah, what a play right there. Got his man tumbling to the floor, and then the balance to knock it down.
Unbelievable move. Rush hour handles supreme right there.
And San Antonio has possession. It's a 14-point game. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And now we have a chance to check out Freak here. His last 10 games, second in field goal percentage, second in three-point field goal percentage, and he's third in the league in blocks per game with his physical tools and, of course, that innate timing to send shots away.
And you mentioned it. I mean, one of the top shooters in the league, quick trigger with just a little better footwork. Boy, I tell you what, he could even move higher up the rankings.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they've also got a big boost in the early going tonight with their productivity at the free throw line. Really a sign of aggression. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now Smart, after Jimmy Butler missed from long range. Smart passes to Gilmore. From the high post. They get the rebound. And then Bellamy with the dunk.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Got a hand on it. From the arc. San Antonio with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
They played well enough to win that game. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah, you've got to play the entire 4 quarters. I mean, they played well for 3.5 quarters, and that's just not enough. You can't expect to win if you don't play a full game.
He used that pick just right. 17 points for Freak.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
So San Antonio going with the normal. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. It's the Bulls as they wrap up the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Jay, he's in at point guard. He's out there with Jimmy Butler. And it's Noel in at center, locking down the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Here's Smart. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Jay's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And really deep through that time. Jay's got 23.